So you guys buy the dip right here.
Medical benefit to cannabis that I had not.
Look right here, it's halted right now.
It's like I learned that there's a lot we don't.
Okay, I buy the dip right here. A lot buy. I don't know why they sell up. Stupid people sell up. A lot sorted. If this one break right here, 250 go higher, guy. That's it. Why they sorted? That's crazy.
Democratize the research process so that all academic institutions can.
It's awesome to see you all here. Thanks for joining. Just an important announcement. Just treating your is the highly defined
Why they sorted, guy? Why?
And that's not least the best do this right large scale randomized controlled trials that we do on oncology and cardiology, not dozens of patients, but hundreds of thousands of patients. That's how
Good time to get in.
Valuable knowledge that you store in guidance.
I buy more, guy. I buy more. Buy the dip, sell the rip.
My patients and I and all our members are great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, I am Dan Wiley, National Commander of the American Legion, representing 1.5 million veterans. We are the largest veterans organization. We have 2.5 million members of our American Legion family. And I want to start by thanking you for your leadership on this issue. This issue is extremely important to the American Legion, and I want to thank you on behalf of the veterans.
Look right here. Look at it moving right here.
From
Deep buy right here, guy.
regarding this issue. Also want to thank you for your VA Secretary, Secretary Collins.
Deep buy right here, guy.
Difficult veterans issues with us this past year. The VA has worked
Inside the marijuana schedule 3.
It is a mission to fight
It's a big deal, guy. Big deal.
Suicide. Veterans are disproportionately affected by conditions such as PTSD, TBI, depression, and chronic pain. And with this reclassification, it will allow research to be conducted with regard to cannabis. There is anecdotal evidence that cannabis benefits these conditions, and now we'll have an opportunity to see if research does prove that it is effective. And if it is so, then it'll open up a whole new method of treatment for our veterans with regard to this particular issue. And so, again,
Come on, break right here to be well. You see the squeeze right there.
On behalf of the American Legion for this executive order.
Thank you. Such great people
Thank you very much.
that have
Mr. President.
suffered and will suffer a lot less now.
You're right.
Based on what I hear. Anybody else, please?
I'm Nora Volkov. I'm Director at National Institute on Drug Abuse. And for us, rescheduling opens the door to actually be able to accelerate the rate at which we can do research and discovery. And research is crucial in order for us to, for example, understand what may be and for whom the dangers of cannabis. Yes, cannabis can be addictive.
After he sighed, this one can squeak, guy.
Children,
I don't know why they're.
but we cannot close our eyes to research and the opportunity that we are hearing from patients that for some of them, cannabis can solve their problem. And so what we need to do is do research, number one, to understand what are those conditions. Number two, in order to be able to optimally learn how to use it. And to understand, number three, who is at danger. And it is knowledge that will allow us to optimally benefit, take the benefits that may be behind cannabis, as research shows, but on the other hand, also enable us better to do prevention interventions to protect those that are most vulnerable. So thanks very much.
Great job. Thank you very much. Thank you, Doctor. Bobby, do you have something to say?
I'll just echo thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for your leadership and vision and finally getting to closure on this issue. This is a question, a scientific question, that has divided our country for many, many years. And there are valid claims on both sides. On one side, patients and physicians attest that cannabinoids and THC can have miraculous effects on chronic pain, on epilepsy, on PTSD, on chemotherapy-induced nausea. My friend Howard Kessler, without whom we wouldn't be here today, drove this led this change in the schedule. He did it because of his own experience in mitigating the impacts of chemotherapy. Is nothing to gain.
It's a very big thing. Why the marijuana not moving good?
I work for thousands of other Americans. They want to make it available to them.
Oh, we get Tlry.
There are valid claims about the negative impacts about addiction, about psychosis, about adverse public health impacts, and impacts particularly on young people.
Let's see what's going on.
Opium, the evidence on all of these is anecdotal and it's hypothetical because we have not been able to do scientific studies. There is no standardized dosing. And if you don't have standardized dosing, any study that you do is comparing apples to pears. And we don't know the difference between botanicals and synthetics, and all these questions we're now going to be able to answer. 5 administrations have promised to act on this issue. The Biden administration promised to do this, and the proposal began during the Biden administration. It got mired down in the chaos and inertia and disorganization. And I want to thank President Trump, who made the promise during the 2024 election that he was going to come in and solve this issue, that he was going to take decisive action, and he has kept that promise today. And so thank you for President Trump for your vision and for it. And because of that, we will have answers very soon. This will finally allow us to study this issue and to answer these questions for the American people.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Howard Kessler, a friend of mine, one of the most successful people in the country, came to see me on more than one occasion, actually. And he had some real difficulty about 3.5, 4 years ago. And he went through hell. And during his going through hell, he probably sampled everything you can sample when you go through that hell. And he came to me and said, there's been nothing like this. And we're going to have to take a good, strong look at it. And that's what he asked me to do. And others have likewise said that, many others. I mean, again, it's... I've never been inundated by so many people as I have about this particular reclassification. And I don't know that you have anything to say. If you'd like, you could say whatever you want.
To help the people 65 and over and make a difference in their life.
It's a big thing, guy, and the stock not moving crazy.
Not in 8-year clinical trials.
Stock market is weird.
We're going to prove that to make change the world in healthcare. So
and I'm far younger than 65, so this does not protect me. Thank you. I don't want it, okay? I'm not going to be taking it, but a lot of people do want it. A lot of people need it, and thank you, Howard, for really opening a lot of eyes. Okay, we'll sign it. We'll take some questions from the press. You can ask the doctor some questions.
Yep, the side right now, guy. He's side right now.
It's an honor to do this.
Side, guy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We make that.
Official. It's a big thing.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Any questions?
Mr. President, a health-related question on your health care plan. You've said you want to make direct payments to Americans, but these Obamacare subsidies are expiring now in a matter of just a few days. More than 20 million Americans are now bracing for their premiums to skyrocket. Are you going to let this happen, or will you intervene?
Yeah, they will skyrocket because it was never any good. I'd like to see the money that is going to the insurance companies by the hundreds of billions of dollars. You know, their stocks are up 1,400%, 1,800%.
Look at Squee right now, guy. Look at that,
44%. Their stocks are up through the roof over a fairly short period of time.
Come on, Squee it.
Because they're getting vast amounts of money. I want that money to go to the people directly.
See,
and
when
let the
it
people buy their own health care, and they'll get much better health.
Look here, when it did buy, I buy the dip right here, guy. I buy it. Just buy it. Why the selling? I got no idea. Need to break 240 right now.
Let the money go directly to the people and let them buy.
I got no idea, guy.
It's an urgent problem, Mr. President. Is there anything you can do now, Mr. President?
This is gonna be right now, as far as I'm concerned.
We just got data today. You have federal exchanges where people come shopping through the ACA. And the President hasn't heard this yet, but we talked to the team. The percentage change from last year was down 2.7 to 2.8%. Not the massive numbers that have been predicted. And there's many possible reasons for this. But right now, Americans are signing up for these programs, despite all the things that have been going on. 2.8% is a tiny fraction of what many had claimed would happen. And I think it speaks to the fact the American people appreciate these ACA plans are already subsidized over 80%. So it's a good deal, even if you don't get the extra 15, 20%.
It's a great.
Right here, marijuana, Tlry,
much
moving,
better healthcare at a much lower cost. Yeah, please.
roll, white roll coming down, got no idea,
I'd like to
guy.
be able to do it. I'd like to get right into this, and I've asked Oz this question in particular, but I'd like to see us get right into this. I don't know why we have to extend. This could be done rapidly.
Curve back up.
We have a problem. The
Senate,
insurance companies
SNDL,
own the Democrat Party. They own it.
look right here, see, it's resistant coming down, look at that,
Very
crazy.
little money to Republicans.
C-Ron.
by the way. A lot of money to Democrats.
Coming down, got weird, when the new come, it's coming down.
They want to be beholden to the, insurance companies. They're making a fortune. I want the money to go to the people. Go ahead, Ash, how would you say that?
I agree with the President. We have some ideas out there. Congress is working through some concepts. But I want to emphasize that the ACAs are not imploding based on the data.
Marijuana ETF coming down, crazy. huh?
Very quickly, actually.
Got no idea, guy, got no idea.
That's something for me on the Federal Reserve. How many people are you interviewing for the Fed chairman? And
Come on, only this one doing good.
I think he's great. I think he's
Couple days ago, I got in right here,
he's been here a long time.
all the way to 130,
Very involved with it. Sense of his
130, guy, 130, all the way here.
I met him yesterday. Again,
So how many people are you looking at?
we're talking to 3 or 4. I think every one of them would be a good choice, honestly. We'll be making.
We got all the way in down here, 130, sell this yesterday, couple days here, 230.
Fantastic person.
Right now, crazy.
Lawmakers have written to you recently saying they're concerned this executive order.
Come on, break right there, guy.
How would you respond to that?
Because of this particular today.
Okay, in 30 minutes, it break right here, go higher,
You
so.
can do it a lot better than me, but I can only tell you that when you see polls of 82% of the people want this, when I have friends that are really, really sick and they've gone through, I guess you could say, unfortunately, I don't want to become too involved in it because I don't want it happening, but these are people that really know what's going on. Very smart people. This is one of the most successful people in the country and a very brilliant guy. And when they go through this horrible ordeal of cancer or other things, and they realize that this is something that makes them feel better without all of the side effects of some of the drugs where you're just totally knocked out and out of it. But I'd like to have one.
Look here, the pump right here. The intuition jumping in right now, guy, I think so.
And my answer is we have had cannabis scheduled for how long? And it hasn't protected neither the adolescents nor the adults. We have 20 million people in the United States with a cannabis use disorder. This is not legalizing it. It's making it easier to do research so that we can use it when it is indicated and optimally.
So it's also, a big part of this is research. In other words, you'll now have a much larger sample and you'll be able to see if it's as good as many people say it is. I mean, people say it is beyond good, and you'll be able to find that out.
On housing, you talked in your address last night about housing.
Yeah.
Are you still considering a national emergency over housing?
I'm looking at it.
What would that look like? What would that look
You know, there's two thoughts on housing. You have a lot of people have housing that because we have such a strong time and such a strong market, their houses are very valuable. It's a big part of their net worth, their house. I don't want to knock those numbers down because I want them to continue to have a big value for their house. At the same time, I want to make it possible for young people out there and other people to buy housing. In a way, they're at conflict. In other words, you create a lot of housing all of a sudden, and it drives the housing prices down. So I want to take care of the people that have houses that have a value to, to the house that they never thought possible, that have sort of made them wealthy and happy, and especially in their later years. Got to be careful with that. I want to keep them up. At the same time, I want to make it possible for people to go buy houses. Daniel, please.
Mr. President, you announced the Warriors Dividend last night in your prime time speech, very patriotic.
Come on, break it.
The rationale and thought process.
Break it, baby, break it.
Well, 1776 was easy to come up with because we were actually at 1775. The number was 1775, and I said, wow, I think we can afford one more dollar. But they came up to me, it was, $1,775. So I said, well, let's add a dollar to it. I think we can find that. And very simple. We've had a military that, in my opinion, by other presidents, was not treated well. They're incredible. They're the finest people. They're protecting us. And because of tariffs, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars more than we ever have before. With no inflation, by the way. With no inflation. You saw the inflation numbers. They just came out today. What great time.
Come on, break it.
Practically no inflation. And yet we're taking
Look
in
at here,
hundreds
ball
of
plus.
billions of dollars. And
Dumb.
this is
The new come out, the dumb.
but it's a way of
And
taking
they
care
will
of
come
our
report right now, 100%
And,
just put
And I
again.
appreciate that question.
This for long term is good one, guy. Marijuana good for long term.
Press Secretary, that board members of the Kennedy Center voted unanimously to rename it the Trump Kennedy Center. What is your reaction to that?
Well, I was honored by it. The board is a very distinguished board, most distinguished people in the country. And I was surprised by it. I was honored by it. We're saving the building. We saved the building. The building was in such bad shape, both physically, financially, and every other way.
Look at this one. Look at it.
Very strong.
Try to break right
We
there.
have something going on.
250, guy. Cannot break 250 for a long time.
I think it's going to get very big ratings, and the Kennedy Center
Right
is
there.
really back strong.
It's right here. Buy right here. Look at buy. 130 right there, guy. Long time.
Congress to put up a lot of money, and other people to put
Sell
up a lot
some
of
right
money.
here,
Our
too.
donors come in for record-setting
And
numbers.
buy more right here.
We saved the Kennedy Center, and I was really, this was brought up by one of the very distinguished board members, and they voted on it, and there's a lot of board members
Come on.
voted unanimously, so I was very honored by it. Thank you.
Mr. President, will you be seeking any authorization from Congress for any land tax on cartels in Venezuela?
For anyone?
For any land tax on drug cartels in Venezuela?
I wouldn't mind telling them, but it's not a big deal. I don't have to tell them, it's been proven. But I wouldn't mind at all. I just hope they wouldn't leak it. People leak it. They are politicians and they leak like a sieve. But I have no problem doing it.
Come on, beware.
Mr. President,
Mr. President, there's a meeting this weekend on Ukraine in Florida. What are you hoping will come out of that meeting?
Well, they're getting close to something, but I hope Ukraine moves quickly. Because Russia's there. And, every time they take too much time, then Russia changes their mind. 27,000 soldiers were killed last month. Think of that. What do you think of that, doctors? 47,000, it's like a half a football stadium, were killed in 1 month. And it's that way. It's anywhere between 20 and 30,000, mostly soldiers. Also some people from Kiev and other places. Largely it's the soldiers. They're losing their lives. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. The worst since World War II. You've heard me say I settled 8 wars, some going on for 35 years, one going on for 37, one going on for 32. And 8 wars, and I thought this would be an easier one. This is because of the animosity, the hatred. It's a little bit more difficult than we thought, but there's a chance we can get this done maybe soon.
Sir.
Remember that 25 to 30,000 people being killed a month, young people being killed a month. Steve, please. Over the next couple of weeks. I mean, I don't know before the end of the year, but pretty soon. Stay away.
When you go to Rocky Mount, North Carolina
it's not going to be that much different from what I did last night. I mean, we've had tremendous success. We're bringing prices down. We inherited a mess. And part of what we inherited was the worst inflation in 48 years. I say history, but we had the worst inflation. It drove prices up. And now we're bringing those prices down. But I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about the fact that we secured the border, where literally nobody can come into our country illegally anymore. They came in from prisons and mental institutions and drug dealers and, you know, a lot of bad people from all over the world. Venezuela emptied their prisons into our country. We had Tren de Aragua, which supposedly, the doctors don't know this, it's the meanest gang of them all. Okay, doctor? You don't have to know about it. You got other problems. But they let a lot of bad people in here. And so I think I'll be talking about that. I think I'll be talking about the tremendous success we have by sending the national...
This one wave of Paul Luncy, what kind of going on, guy? Paul Luncy.
Ultimate example. People walk to work and they thank me all the time. People in the White House, they just walk to the White House from 10 blocks away. Before I came into office, they couldn't do that. They were getting badly hurt in many cases and beyond hurt, killed. So we were losing people. We were losing, on average, a person a week. Can you believe it? More. And now we haven't lost anybody in a long time. I consider the two people that got so badly hurt, the National Guard, that's a difference. That was terrorism. That was terrorism. And probably terrorism, maybe terrorism, because they were unhappy with the tremendous success we've had. Because they don't want to see this country be successful. But Washington, D.C. now is a safe, beautiful city where the restaurants are booming, the town is booming. People walk to the restaurants with their wife or their children and have a good time. We were losing all the restaurants. We were losing our life in this. We were just the whole heritage of Washington, D.C. was down the drain, and we brought it back. And now everybody's thrilled to be here. It's the hottest. It's a part of the hottest country anywhere in the world. We've become, in 10 months, the hottest country anywhere in the world. And I say it all the time, we're a dead country.
Robert Rivolo. Who talking?
Yeah,
Trump guy.
like
Trump.
We haven't set it up formally, but he'd like to see.
He's signed right now, Schedule 3.
Peace in the Middle East, aside from everything else. We now have peace in the Middle East. Yeah, he'll probably come to see me in Florida. I'd love to have him. LCC, he's a friend of mine. Yeah, I'd love to have him. Thank you very much, everybody.
That's crazy, guy. He's done. He's signed already. And he's pulled me back. Look at that, crazy. That's a crazy technical guy. When he signed, he pulled me back. Crazy, crazy. Let's see what's going on. Marijuana pull back. Try to break the VWAP. All marijuana. Today, good trade on this one right here. Buy right here, sell the top right here. Look at all the way down. Nothing moving today, guys. Nothing moving. This one sell this morning down here. Boop, boop, boop. Start to curve back up. Look at that. Nothing moving. Nothing moving. What can you do? FOMO, EF. Let's check it out, EF. You FOMO. You FOMO 56. You're crazy, guy. Look at it. 56. So when you jumping in? I think double top like last time. Let's see last time. Last time right here. Whoa, last time almost 150, $100, guys. Resistance right here, $60. It's not go 100 for sure. 60. Let's see 60 moving. Let's see 60, guys. Lifetime, $100 lifetime. Everything can happen, man. Right here, 60. Let's move this to 60, right here. That. Everything can happen. Oh, look at no problem. 254,000 volume. Come on, guy. Let's check my marijuana here and see. It's about 20 minutes. Power lunch see drink or not, or it dumb. Scam, everything is scam, guy. Everything is scam. Very hard to make 50 cents, guy. Very hard. Even this one, good news coming out. Jump side, and then still not moving. From his side, and that's not nothing moving, guy. Crazy.
Just seeing your lenses from your optometrist.
What are you doing? Come on.
Walk. Restaurants are booming, the town is booming, people walk to the restaurants with their wife or their children.
And there are valid claims. Hard work of the entire CMS team, especially Abe Sutton and his VO at the innovation center.
Crazy guy.
Organizations in this country working.
He sighed and then nothing moving.
Again, at no cost to patients. Medicare Advantage insurers, and we've been calling them, are also agreeing to consider CBD to be used for the 34 million Americans that they cover. You can hear my
Stock market's crazy. Look at it.
You should pay attention.
Pump right there, and when he sighed, pump right there, and then
this all becomes after that.
pull him back.
These CBD products must first meet local
Red cancer,
safety,
PSCA moving.
legitimate sources,
I don't think so.
of those states.
They're coming down again.
Patients can be eligible.
JK. Yeah.
Products each year. This is the first government-led testing of quality and outcomes for patients across different conditions, and it delivers on the need for more data collection, research into hemp usage. CMS is going to collect data, that's our job, on the patients that are being given these products by their physicians, and in accordance with all the privacy and security regulations, we're going to analyze that data, we're going to make it publicly available to everybody to be able to analyze with us. If it shows promise, we will expand access to these products to even more conditions amongst Medicare and Medicaid beneficiaries. I want to thank not just the Secretary, but Marty McCary. We want a lot of companies who are doing this research that approach the FDA for formal approval. That is the right way to move forward. And Jay Bhattacharya, who's hiding in the back, he rarely hides, but Jay runs NIH, and he's agreed to support initiatives to study the data that we're collecting. Howard Kester, God bless you for being a pain in our sides. Mr. President, he's promised to stop calling you. But on this issue, we'll call you on other issues. And I thank you again from the bottom of my heart for taking a difficult stance.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Mr. President, members of the Cabinet, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and for your leadership in rescheduling cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. This decision will accelerate scientific research and expand what can responsibly be studied. I'm a cancer psychiatrist and medical cannabis researcher at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. Over the past decade, federal investment in research has helped transform cancer care. People are living longer than ever before. But cancer care is not only about treating the tumor, it's also about addressing the anxiety, the fear, the stress that can come with a diagnosis, symptoms that can interfere with treatment and make recovery much more difficult. Many medications we use for acute anxiety carry significant risks, particularly in the older adults.
That's why we're studying specific natural compounds found in cannabis, including the non-addictive cannabidiol, to understand whether they can safely and effectively help manage anxiety during cancer treatment. Rescheduling allows us to ask these questions rigorously about dosing, about safety, and who may benefit most. This research reflects the best of federal investment, helping people not only live longer, but live better. Thank you, Mr. President, for supporting careful, science-based research that puts patients first.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
I'll add my vote of thanks, Mr. President. I never really thought this day would come. I met a patient about 20 years ago, a retired professor named Elizabeth, who came to my clinic. She was dying of pancreatic cancer, and she asked me then whether cannabis might help her. And I said no, because that's what I learned in medical school. She reached into her briefcase, took out a 3-inch tall stack of articles, put them down on my desk, and said, "Really, doctor? You should read these. You might learn something." And I did read those articles, every single one, and found a bunch more. And I did learn something. I learned that there actually is some medical benefit to cannabis that I had not anticipated, never heard about in medical school. Second, I learned that there was a lot we don't know. And third, I learned it's really, really, really difficult to do high-quality randomized controlled trials of a substance that's federally illegal. This rescheduling has the potential to change all of that and to rewrite the way that we do research related to cannabis in the United States in 3 ways. First of all, it'll democratize the research process so that all academic institutions can participate in research, not just elite academic medical centers. Number 2, it'll give patients and researchers access to highly refined, reliable sources of cannabis rather than relying on 1 or 2 sources around the country. And last but not least, it'll let us do the sorts of large-scale randomized controlled trials that we do in oncology and cardiology, not dozens of patients, but hundreds or thousands of patients. That's how we learn, that's how we produce valuable knowledge that's useful in guiding treatment decisions. Mr. President, without you, this never would have been possible, and my patients and I and all of our families are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, I am Dan Wiley, National Commander of the American Legion, representing 1.5 million veterans. We are the largest veterans organization. We have 2.5 million members of our American Legion family. And I want to start by thanking you for your leadership on this issue. This issue is extremely important to the American Legion, and I want to thank you on behalf of the veterans who are going to benefit from potentially the research regarding this issue. Also want to thank you for your VA Secretary, Secretary Collins, and his work on difficult veterans issues with us this past year. The VA has worked with us on our Be the One mission, which is a mission to fight the epidemic of veteran suicide. Veterans are disproportionately affected by conditions such as PTSD, TBI, depression, and chronic pain. And with this reclassification, it will allow research to be conducted with regard to cannabis. There is anecdotal evidence that cannabis benefits these conditions, and now we'll have an opportunity to see if research does prove that it is effective. And if it is so, then it'll open up a whole new method of treatment for our veterans with regard to this particular issue. And so, again, I just want to thank you for your leadership and thank you on behalf of the American Legion for this executive order.
Thank you. Such great people
Thank you very much.
that have
President.
suffered and will suffer a lot less now.
You're right.
Based on what I hear.
Good
Anybody
afternoon.
else? Please.
I'm Nora Volkov. I'm Director National Institute on Drug Abuse. And for us, that rescheduling opens the door to actually be able to accelerate the rate at which we can do research and discovery. And research is crucial in order for us to, for example, understand what may be and for whom the dangers of cannabis. Yes, cannabis can be addictive, and certainly people, adolescents and children may be the most vulnerable. But we cannot close our eyes to research and the opportunity that we are hearing from patients that for some of them, cannabis can solve their problem. And so what we need to do is do research, number 1, to understand what are those conditions. Number 2, in order to be able to optimally learn how to use it. And to understand, number 3, who is at danger. And it is knowledge that will allow us to optimally take the benefits that may be behind cannabis, as research shows, but on the other hand, also enable us better to do prevention interventions to protect those that are most vulnerable. So thanks very much.
All right, that's it, guy. Nothing moving.
You have something?
The new come and nothing moving.
I'll just echo, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for your leadership and vision.
Nothing moving, guys.
On this issue.
Let me get out of here.
This is a question.
All right, bye-bye.
Question that has divided our country for many, many years.